In today's biased news, Israel continues to target civilians. The US House's only Palestinian lawmaker has been censured. And to no one's surprise, Israeli justification for bombing hospitals has been proven false. In today's Gaza update, a devastating airstrike targeted a mosque located just 100 meters away from Nasser Hospital. This mosque, the largest in the area, was completely destroyed, resulting in significant casualties. What makes this attack worse is that it occurred along a busy road, which serves as a main route leading to the hospital's side entrance and a bustling market where people shop for daily necessities. There was also a bakery adjacent to the mosque, with hundreds of people waiting in line for bread, for many, the only food they can get. Israel bombed the mosque without warning, and as a result, dozens of people were rushed to nearby hospitals, though the exact number of casualties remains uncertain. At time of writing, 70% of Gaza's population has been displaced by Israeli bombing. Al Jazeera conducted an investigation to assess Israel's claim that a Hamas tunnel was located underneath the Sheikh Hamad Hospital in northern Gaza. The thorough investigation determined conclusively that there was no evidence to support Israel's allegation. The apartheid regime's lie was used as a pretext to justify the targeting of civilian facilities, including hospitals, schools, and areas where displaced people seek shelter. Intentionally lying to justify the murder of children is nothing short of evil. Al-Quds Hospital in Gaza City is facing a fuel shortage, and is expected to deplete its fuel reserves by Wednesday. In response to this situation, the Palestinian Red Crescent Society announced that the hospital had reduced most of its operations to ration fuel usage and ensure a minimal level of services in the coming days. The Israeli army has demanded the evacuation of Palestinians in northern Gaza. Thousands of people responded to this announcement, and the road was open for residents to travel between certain hours. It's important to note that the routes to southern Gaza have been specifically targeted. Both staying where they are and attempting to leave have often proven a death sentence for the Palestinian people. The G7 group of nations held a meeting in Tokyo, where they addressed the ongoing genocide in Gaza. While they did not explicitly call for a ceasefire, failing the most basic litmus test for humanity, they denounced the rise in extremist settler violence in the occupied West Bank, while expressing support for an impossible two-state solution. The Committee to Protect Journalists has reported that since the escalation of the conflict on October 7th, a total of 39 journalists and media workers have been killed by Israel. This grim toll includes 34 Palestinians, 4 Israelis, and 1 Lebanese national. Israel's killing of journalists is no accident. The apartheid regime maintains a detailed registry of where people live in Gaza. These journalists have been systematically targeted and murdered in an attempt to hide Israel's crimes against humanity. Rashida Tlaib, the sole Palestinian-American lawmaker in the US House of Representatives, has been censured for her comments regarding the Israeli genocide of Palestine. The resolution to censure Tlaib, backed by members of her own party, accused her of promoting false narratives about October 7th and seeking the destruction of Israel, a charge she denied. The resolution cited her use of the popular Palestinian slogan, "From the river to the sea," which it said is, quote, widely recognized as a genocidal call to violence aimed at destroying Israel. This is an absurd statement, and intensely hypocritical, as we've heard Israeli officials and pro-Israel US lawmakers make actual explicit calls for genocide. From the river to the sea is a call for freedom and peaceful coexistence, something Israel will never allow. The censure of the only Palestinian-American voice in Congress during the US's support for the ongoing genocide of Palestinians would be considered too on the nose even for satire. In today's lightning round, Chinese President Xi Jinping met with Cuban Prime Minister Manuel Marrero in Beijing. Xi reiterated China's commitment to support the Cuban people in opposing foreign interference and blockades. Marrero expressed Cuba's desire to further strengthen solidarity and cooperation with China, praised China's achievements, and stated that Xi's governance was of great inspiration to Cuba and the world. In Spain, thousands of far-right demonstrators protested against acting left-wing Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez's offer of amnesty for those involved in Catalonia's 2017 independence bid. According to the European Union's climate agency, this October was the hottest on record, making 2023, quote, virtually certain to be the hottest year in 125,000 years. Cruise, GM's self-driving unit, is recalling 950 driverless cars in the United States following a crash involving one of its robotaxis. Last month, a pedestrian in San Francisco was struck by a hit-and-run driver and then hit again by a Cruise robotaxi that was unable to stop in time. And in positive news for the day, A recent international study led by Decode Genetics has provided new insights into the genetics of migraines, offering hope for potential new treatments. The study analyzed genetic data from over 1.3 million participants, including 80,000 people with migraines. In investigating variances between the two main types of migraine, the researchers identified several genes that affect one subtype over the other, indicating new biological pathways that could be targeted for therapeutic development. The study also discovered rare gene variants that provide protection against migraines, potentially leading to the development of novel treatment options. That's all for today. We'll be back day after tomorrow with more news. If you'd like to see longer episodes with more in-depth analysis, consider becoming a patron so we can grow and expand.